Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for all your questions. Craig Burley. So you're right, Craig? You're making those noises for?
Yeah, what was that?
Stiff. Oh, you're stiff? Old, isn't it? Stevie's here as well.
Oh, fun.
So ready to go?
Loose as a goose.
Gab Marcotti with us as well for Extra Time. First question is for you though, Stevie. When you played, was there a particular official that you dreaded officiating your matches? This is after Klopp said to the referee today, didn't he? I haven't got any problems with any referee apart from you.
Yeah. No, when I was playing, no. I never crossed my mind. I just got on with it.
Right.
Just blanked it all out.
When you were coaching, was it different?
All of them. Almost everyone.
Right.
Almost everyone.
What was the biggest fine you had to pay for swearing at a referee?
I once got fined $2,000 because the fourth official felt threatened.
But you never paid it, did you?
I had to pay it.
No, did the club not pay it?
No.
You never paid it.
I had to pay it. I'll tell you what.
But how threatening were you? I'm guessing you were very threatening.
Well, the thing is, there's no way he understood a word I said.
Right, yeah, but if you're up in his face swearing in Scottish,
that could be pretty close to him.
Yeah, it could be quite intimidating.
Right.
So that must have been his words to Major League Soccer. I felt threatened.
Yes.
Does that not worry you that you're threatening people?
No, that
$2,000, Steve. Imagine that, Craig.
Oh, that must have.
Oh, write that check.
Oh, yeah, that was a two-place when I got home.
I bet she wasn't, Stevie. No, exactly.
Scared the hell out of him, isn't it?
Craig, was there an official that you always would think,
there was a couple, to be honest.
Really?
One in Scotland in particular, and there was a couple in England.
Right.
I didn't think they were particularly bad. I didn't necessarily think they were bad referees. I just had it in my head that when certain games we either didn't win, and I always thought it was because of them, or it probably wasn't.
Yeah.
But I had it in my head. So yeah, a couple in the Premier League at least, minimum.
Craig, at this point, the Premier League should just start over with new refs and a new VAR system. Seems like every single game there are terrible calls, mate.
Yeah, it's not just the COVID situation they have to think about. I believe some of the damn decisions that are seem to be going awry. So, yeah, it's hard to fathom out their interpretation of some of the laws of the game at the moment. But
Gab, is there something that's going to be said? Like we saw Granit Xhaka yesterday, obviously Ederson, and then there's Liverpool decisions as well, that they're saying don't go to the monitor if you can help it.
That was the guidance. If you remember when VAR first came into the Premier League, the assumption was, well, it's only going to be used for clear and obvious situations, so no need for anybody to ever go to the monitor. It seems to have come back to some degree. I just think this is not a particularly talented group of match officials in the Premier League. In the sense there isn't a lot of depth there. And maybe some people have been promoted a little bit quicker up the ranks than might have otherwise happened. I'm thinking of Tierney. Obviously they got the Australian guy to add depth very quickly. You need to do that if you want to raise the level sometimes, but it's not a vote of confidence. And when you have a very good referee, a lot of times, many of these VAR issues go away. Yeah. But I'm wondering, Dan, and I'm sure you are too, when Stevie paid that fine, what do? Do you write a check care of Major League Soccer or Don Garber?
Who do you write the check to?
Does the club pay it and then they take it out of your wages?
No, I send them a check and I can't remember what they do with it.
Was it to MLS or who was it?
Wouldn't it be great to send them one that bounced?
I think it's just Major League Soccer.
Wow, just send it off.
Send it off to Don and it bounces. I'm sorry, but could you mind adding the $20 fee onto that?
Actually, I've got a question for Gab because we don't know being over here. Maybe he will.
Where are we?
Craig brought it up in the show, right? About how the governing body have come out and tried to explain away why Harry Kane never got a red.
Yes.
So they're basically protecting the referee. Are they protecting the referee because if they don't, the referees will collapse? Or are they just as useless as the people in the VAR booth.
Gab?
Well, the governing body you're referring to is the PGMOL, which is an association that provides referees to Premier League matches. They have a contract for it. It is run by referees. It's run by a former referee named Mike Riley, who's a very nice man. Looks a little bit like Niles Crane, in my opinion.
Wow. Fraser.
I think they have to quickly explain the thought process the match official went through, and then you can agree or disagree with it. That's kind of what they do. What bothers me about it a little bit is that, they do it through these statements, through these briefings. They're not signed by anybody. I think a lot of people might feel a little bit better about it if there was somebody who came out and said, all right, this is what the referee did. This is how he felt about it. This is why he did it. But if it was an actual live person rather than sort of a faceless institution. People make mistakes, and that's fine, and people accept that. But I think there are situations where, fans want to know the process that led to the referee deciding whatever he decided, and then we can decide whether it was a mistake or not.
Gab, the old question is how good City would be if they got a striker. Question should really be, are City better without a striker because it allows the players to move so freely around the pitch?
You know what? It's been a bugbear of mine the whole time. All these people who come out and say, well, if they just had a striker, they had a recognized number 9. And then the same people thought that, oh, look, Gabriel Jesus is a recognized number 9. And then Pep Guardiola tells us he isn't and he's better on the wing. It obviously depends who it is. Now, if they have Erling Haaland, then sure, maybe they would be better. But if you're just going to have Joe Schmo in there, then, maybe they're better with Grealish or Sterling or De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden or all those other guys who are out there. And I think Pep views it the same way, because if he wanted a center forward, a good center forward, or even a great center forward, but maybe not one of the top 5 in the world, he probably could have gone and signed one over the summer, but he didn't. And I think that tells you how he views it. And given he's top of the league and has done pretty well in the Premier League, I would tend to trust his judgment. For the way they play, he's more comfortable with having somebody who can do multiple things, somebody who's not just a finisher. Now, if you get a center forward who can also pass and set up the game and drop deep and move around. Oh, and by the way, one other thing which really bugs me, every time, if Grealish plays up front, if Sterling plays up front, oh, look, it's a false 9. Well, sometimes it is a false 9 because they move back into midfield. Sometimes when Grealish played up front recently, I thought, what makes him false? What, that he doesn't have the number 9 on his back? He's still moving like a modern center forward, connecting play, linking play, dropping deep when he needs to. That's kind of what a center forward does in the modern game. Does Harry Kane become a false 9 when he drops deeper? No. So I don't see what the issue is. Sorry for the rant.
The other way to look at it is clearly they believe that they can operate in the manner in which they have done last year for the most part and this year with the personnel. But there's an argument here to say how much they pushed the boat out to try and make this signing. But clearly Guardiola thought they were not going to be a poorer side for signing Harry Kane, but a better side. But obviously the deal couldn't be made, and they feel they have enough flexibility within that squad to play without what you would call, inverted commas, a natural striker. But they did go and try and buy a striker. So clearly Guardiola thought, we're not buying him to make us worse, we're buying him to make us better. So it's a difficult one because they are playing some great stuff at the moment. But he did try and if he was offered Erling Haaland, he'd take him in a heartbeat, wouldn't he?
Most definitely. For Stevie, would you rather play attractive?
Yeah, but Craig, you're buying a great footballer though, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what you're buying in Harry Kane. It's not like they're like, let's go and get Chris Wood to play up front because he's a striker and he's a recognized striker and we don't have one.
I've enough of your anti-Chris Wood ways.
Yeah. Harry Kane.
Oh, poor Chris Wood.
Man City, by the way, Man City don't
not picking on him.
That's it.
When's Man City ever signed Joe Schmo? Oh, Man City, guess what, Man City? They're looking for the top 5. top 5 in the world. Every position they've bought, every player's been in the top 5 in the world. So unless you're getting
you know what, Stevie? I would query that. I would seriously query that John Stones, I know he's very expensive, or Kyle Walker, or when they signed Fernando a few years ago, or even when they signed Rodri, they pay a ton of money for these guys because people know they have a lot of money. But how many people would you have said when they signed Ruben Diaz, would you have said, oh look, they signed one of the top 5 center backs in the world before he played a single minute for City? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure people doing backflips over when they signed Joao Cancelo either, for that matter, or Ferran Torres.
Gab, be careful. Gab, be careful because you're going to feel threatened in a minute by this man. This man is a danger. He's a danger.
And I will not be apologising. I'm telling you that now.
There'll be a raking of studs goes on.
Moving on from City, would you rather play attractive football under Bielsa and concede 11 goals in 2 games, Stevie, or play boring, ugly football under Simeone and win 1-0?
Ooh.
Well, 1 second.
Listen, the game's about winning. The game's about winning.
Which Atletico did after Porto.
Which Atletico did at Porto. But my argument...
They lost at the weekend.
I know they did. Of course they did. I saw it. They were garbage again. But as I told you at the time, it's one thing to play boring football and win 1-0 when you've got a small budget and you've got players that are not quite as good as the opposition and blah-de-blah, the whole gamut, right? It's one thing to bunker down and be boring and waste time and win 1-0, right?
Okay.
It's another thing to spend $500 million on your team.
What would you rather out of these options then?
It's about winning. Bielsa's team are playing attractive.
It's about winning.
Would you?
No.
It's about winning.
Chasing shadows at the moment.
And I can assure you, I've never met a coach or a player in a team who enjoys getting battered and losing 11 goals in 2 games.
Right.
It's the most miserable Saturday night of your life, I can assure you.
I'm sure Leeds fans are not enjoying it at the moment. They've got a raft of injuries and one massive one to Calvin Phillips, which is not going to. It's going to be weeks and weeks before he's back. Got a lot of kids in the team, but I tell you what, there's got to be more than one way to skin a cat. I mean,
you need a plan B.
You need a plan B and a plan C, particularly when you're scrapping at the bottom of the league, like where Leeds are. They've been missing Bamford for a long time as well. I've not seen a team as open as that and at the highest level in donkey's years. Every time they lose the ball, they've left themselves wide open. They continuously try and play man for man on certain teams and certain players. They're getting dragged from pillar to post. I'm sure Leeds fans can ask him if it's attractive football. I mean, he was the king of the town.
Yeah.
For a long time, but at the moment he's having a hard time.
Okay.
Has Bielsa ever won anything?
In Copa America? I don't know.
I'll tell you what,
Scab will know.
His knees have got to be
Has Bielsa ever won anything? And there's a reason why I'm asking.
I think he has.
Yeah, no, because the reason I'm asking is that for me, the best teams, whether it's now or way in the past, the best teams defend behind the ball.
Right.
They defend really well, and that means that when the ball's turned over, the opposition can't get out, and they just end up getting. You
won the
them.
Olympics.
Right, you smother them.
What, 100 metres?
Well, that's why I'm asking, because
Hammer.
The 100-metre guy, is that he?
The crouching.
100 he won the Olympics. How long he could stay in your hunches without needing a knee replacement?
Okay. This off the back of yesterday, where Frank gave us the top 5 cities in France. Gab, what are the top 5 cities in Italy you would recommend for a person going to Europe for the first time?
He's not asking us, is he?
What, from a tourism perspective? Well, there's an obvious top 3: Rome, Florence. I mean, whatever order you want to put them in.
God.
Rome, Florence, Venice.
No, we want the Gab Marcotti top 5.
I would chuck in my own personal taste. No, those three are pretty good.
Okay.
Those 3 are pretty good. I would throw in Bergamo, which I think is very underrated as a city. They don't like having too many visitors, which is why they don't advertise themselves.
Like Stevie.
But it is a gorgeous place to go. Yeah, a bit like Stevie. And I would chuck in Matera, which is in the deep south in the Basilicata region.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the top 5 towns to go and get headbutted in Scotland. So
top 5 times to recreate train spotting.
Top 5 towns you want to go and get a broken nose. Quite a few of them are in Ayrshire, where him and I are from.
Some look city.
You walk into the pub and they say, "What the hell do you want?"
Joe's,
Where are you from?
Joe's Chip Shop on a Saturday night, anywhere between 10 and 12 o'clock, guaranteed, for the severe Malky.
Yeah.
It's called the severe Malky.
That's a big headbutt, yeah?
Oh, that is...
Well, if you're getting the Malky...
That is one that starts back here.
Right.
And then there's a complete follow-through.
Final question.
It's like some sort of catapult.
Right.
The Malky's just a little bosh. Right, and that's like a
severe Malky.
Don't you're in my face. The severe Malky's like a catapult.
Right.
It comes up, and even the guy that's delivering it usually falls on his feet.
Because of momentum.
And then gets up, picks the fish and chips and the kebab up.
Bosh. Off we go.
Normal night. Are we generalising about Scotland?
Tis the season of goodwill and giving. However, some say the Scots are quite miserly and Scrooge-like. In your years of media experience, is there any truth to this stereotype? Interestingly enough, you can't put both of these in that same category. Craig, not particularly. You'll buy presents. You'll probably get Cheryl something, yeah?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I'll buy golf clubs.
No. What I mean is you'll buy presents for others.
No, well, it's just a generalisation. I will open my wallet and spend some money now and again.
Yes. Stevie, you won't get Eleanor anything for Christmas, no?
No.
Why not?
Oh, because she's got all she wants.
She's got you.
What else does she need?
Worryingly is we've got a couple of other colleagues who are Scottish who work for this network. Right, that's giving it away. It's not too difficult to work out. Right? And they are also extreme. And I mean, he's a little bad about it.
Okay, so we're talking Derek Ray, who people would know.
Sorry, I never mentioned any names. There's Scottish people that work at this network.
Okay,
not Stevie and I.
Okay.
And they, oh my God, they give Scotsmen a bad name.
Right.
They are tight. I mean, do not spend zilcho.
You can get Eleanor.
One Scotsman's telling
And
you
I never
another
said it was Derek,
Scotsman's
by the
tight,
way.
they must be tight.
I never said
He kind of bucks the trend. He's quite generous, isn't he?
Yeah, but he knows it's got to circle back somehow. You're not daft.
So why do you?
I don't mind going for a meal, spending money, drinks, going out, blah, blah.
Stevie would hate that.
I don't mind.
It's fine because he knows it's true.
You know how long I've been trying to get him to get change his golf clubs and stuff?
Honestly, every single... Honest to God, you want to hear this guy? Every time I hit a bad shot, he's like that. That club's garbage. You want to get rid of that.
Why don't you buy new clubs?
Because there's nothing wrong with the club. It's the person holding it.
Right, see, that's the old adage.
But it's the truth.
It's wrong.
I'll tell you what, go and get... Do us a favour, go and nick Tiger Woods clubs.
Yeah, he gets 50.
And I'll still hit a crap shot.
Yeah, because they're not the right clubs for you.
That's it. We'll leave these two to it. ESPN FC is back on your screens tomorrow. I imagine more fallout from that 2-2 draw between Spurs and Liverpool. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.